Aquarius, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I have shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the first part of the reading. So if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's just get started. Let's find out what is in store for Aquarius. And any advice is always welcome from the universe here for Aquarius. What is going on? What can you expect? Any advice for Aquarius? Whoa, that was a flipper. That one flipped out. For Aquarius. Okay, let's see what we have. So I put the cards down in the same order that they come out of the deck. This is a general reading that will not resonate with everyone. You can take from it what does resonate. You can get a general or a personal reading from someone that you trust. You can check your moon sign. That's your private and emotional self, and you can find that information on websites online. Okay, so Aquarius, this is your overall energy, and this is what we're going to talk about, is the Nine of Swords. You've been up in your head about something. These are thoughts of truth and clarity, and they come through and through and through, and they can be torturous. It's your quiet times when they sneak in, these thoughts. So this is what we're talking about, and we're going to find out why. Up here in your highest energy is Temperance. This is the card for Sagittarius. Sagittarius might be strong in your chart or around this reading. But there's your guardian angels and spirit guides right in your highest energy. And their job is to help you be tempered. So they're trying to help you with these thoughts. Because, like I said, these thoughts can be torturous. They want you to take that one foot out of the waters of emotion and put it on the ground with the other foot. They want you to get rebalanced. And they want to bring patience to you. So they're doing their best, they're doing their job, and they are all around you to try to help you get through something here. Okay? So far, if this does not sound like your reading, it probably isn't. I have the Eight of Swords next to Temperance and right above the Nine of Swords. So this tells me whatever you're dealing with now, whatever these thoughts are that are coming through, these are things that you've been putting off to the side. These are things you haven't dealt with. These are thoughts of truth and clarity, and they're all around you. But look, you're blindfolded, you're bound, but your feet aren't bound, your mouth isn't bound. You could have dealt with these swords as they came up. You could have dealt with them earlier. But, now is the time, apparently, that you are paying attention to all these swords of truth and clarity. So they're really weighing on you, and they're just creeping in on you. But you're going to take action. Look at here. I got the Knight of Swords heading right toward that Eight of Swords. This is probably what you did, is you took the action. You broke free from being bound, and you decided that you're going to look at all this truth and clarity. And it's a big one, because you got the Nine of Swords here. So truth and clarity, it hurts sometimes, and sometimes it's hard to deal with, but the truth of the matter is, it's the truth, and it's the clarity, and you just can't change that. So seeing things for how they are, what they are, that's what you're doing. Temperance, remember, is all around you. Your guardian angels and spirit guides are helping you to get through this. I have the Page of Cups under Temperance and next to the Nine of Swords. So the Page of Cups is like an immature love offer. There's a fish in the cup. This can stand for Pisces, so Pisces might be strong in someone's chart here around this reading. But that's a half a cup of love, because there's a fish in the cup. It can't hold a whole cup of love, and it's kind of immature. It's a page. So, I think this is part of what you're realizing is maybe whoever, if you're involved with somebody here, that maybe they're just not mature enough to have a real relationship. I have the Three of Swords next to the Nine of Swords and under the Knight of Swords. It might have been a third party. They might have been so immature, that they're just not taking anything seriously. And it breaks your heart. These swords are piercing your heart. This rain, those are tears coming down. So yeah, you're definitely going through something by looking at this truth and this clarity that has been around you, and you're dealing with it now. If this is your reading, I have the Nine of Cups under the Page of Cups and next to the Six of Cups. So, this tells me, a lot of readers say this is a wish come true card. I usually do not see it that way. I see this as you having lots of love. Look at all those cups. And they're sitting on a shelf behind you. And your arms are crossed. And you're happily guarding that love. So you've kind of like pulled back on your love. You're like, oh, I'm keeping cups. I'm done handing them out to this immature energy. Who really, after seeing the truth, I don't think you really want to hand them out anymore. I have the Six of Cups next to the Nine of Cups and under the Nine of Swords. This person, you might have known, they are a soulmate. That's what attracted you to them. We have tons of soulmates. Doesn't mean you have to be together, okay? You might have known them earlier in life, from childhood years, or this could just signify a very young type love. It's like, the beginnings of a relationship, or a relationship just not maturing out. But there definitely are soulmates. They are soulmates. And, they didn't mean to hurt you. This cup that they're holding here has a flower in it. And, they were like sincere, but only as sincere as an immature person can be. I have the Tower right next to the Six of Cups and under the Three of Swords. I think that there was a blow up. I think that this is really what you're up in your head about. The whole thing is, I think you were falling for this person, but the reality was that they're just not mature enough to fall for you or anybody else right now. So let me take out the second part of this reading. They could have cheated on you. They could have been seeing others, which could have hurt your heart. Because they're immature. They're not thinking of the future. They're just living in the moment. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Fool card came out. And I need a few more cards here for Aquarius. So the Ace of Pentacles is next to the Knight of Swords, and I feel like when you're taking action, seeking that truth and clarity, I think you actually come right out, or I did come right out, and said, hey, look, are we ever going to go steady? Are we ever going to get engaged? Or, is there a chance for marriage down the road? Are we committed to each other? And I just don't think you like what you heard, what they came back with. I had the Eight of Pentacles right next to the Ace of Pentacles. So you decide, hey, I guess I'm going to have to build and work on my own pentacles, build my own future, And that's exactly what you start to do in order to heal from this relationship, in order to rebalance, regroup, just focus on yourself. And you do, and you come out really good. I have the Nine of Pentacles next to the Eight of Pentacles. So you can build your own pentacles. You're really a very confident, self-confident type person. And you probably even have a job, a car, you might have an apartment. But, even if you're young enough where you're still living at home, you're just a very productive and grounded person. And that's the type of person you need to be with. This Page of Cups is not like that. I have the Six of Swords under the Ace of Pentacles and next to the Three of Swords. So the Six of Swords is you're moving away from the heartache, okay, the heartbreak. And the truth and the clarity here, it's like the more swords you pick up along the way, the further you get away from rocky waters and moving towards a calmer, more peaceful place in your life. So part of that truth was they're not the ones that you move forward with forever. And but you're moving away from the whole situation. So, Temperance is doing their job. They're really helping you to move forward and to get past this. I have the Queen of Wands next to the Six of Swords and right under the Eight of Pentacles. So this is fire, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that might be strong in someone's chart around this reading. But what this is you're a very passionate person at heart. Okay, you're grounded, you're secure, you're stable, but you're also passionate. So when you're in a relationship, you have a tendency to be in all the way. Love of gardens, love of animals, wherever your love is, you are in all the way. So that's called passion. So that can get you in trouble sometimes if you're not careful. Whereas you could be in all the way and they could just be the Page of Cups. And I think that's what happened here. I have the Moon. See, the Page of Cups can be Pisces, and the Moon is the card for Pisces at the other end of that row. So Pisces, might be strong in someone's chart here. But this is about hidden things being revealed, and I think that's what happens when you come out with that Knight of Swords. And you ask the questions instead of just like being afraid to ask the questions. You finally decide to look at all this truth and clarity that's been all around you. It's like you didn't know that lobster was in the water till it crawled out. So this is hidden things being revealed. You make them be revealed. You bring them to light with this card. I have the King of Wands, and it's next to the Tower card. And it is under the Six of Swords. What you're figuring out here, it looks like, is that you're definitely soulmates, but your relationship was based on passion. So they're a passionate person too. And I think it was mostly passion that your relationship was all about. There were a lot of things lacking in the relationship. But as far as the physical connection was strong. So, King of Wands, this is hanging on to a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings and getting ready to get up and move forward, and that's what you're doing. You're moving forward from the Tower, but your soulmate relationship was very passionate. I have the Four of Pentacles right next to the King of Wands and under the Queen of Wands. That's all it was. See, this is like stuck in this relationship of passion. It just wasn't going anywhere else. And I think that's what you were trying to ignore by not looking at these swords in the Eight of Swords, and then finally looking at them and getting the truth and the clarity. So this puts you in this place here of the Four of Cups. I think they do try to keep you around. They want to keep you, because it was very passionate. But you're like, no, you want more. You're like, you don't want to accept that cup. You don't want that Page of Cups anymore. You want something more. You want something more grounded, something more hopeful for the future. So I think this is what this reading is all about. This is what this reading is explaining as far as you will be coming out of this Nine of Swords energy. Your guardian angels and spirit guides are all around you to help, keep you tempered. That's their job, temperance. And I'm going to take out another angel card here for Aquarius. Take from it what you will. So it looks like you're moving forward. You've got the Six of Swords there by picking up all your swords of truth and clarity. And you're doing it. And you are becoming yourself again. You are going to heal. You might be feeling a bit lost in this reading, but you're just going to come out just fine on the other end. If this is your reading. I keep saying that. Okay, let's take out your angel card. And it's right down here. This card is the Five of Emotion. I'm going to read it to you. Forgiveness is an important part of healing. Forgive yourself and those around you for any mistakes of the past so that everyone can move forward. Grieving is a normal part of life. Ask your angels or those you love to help you move through the process quickly so that you can get back on the path to joy. That's what Temperance is here trying to help you do. get through this quickly, because your guardian angels and spirit guides, that's their main goal, is to make sure you're happy. So, Aquarius, this is your reading, and thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.